So you might ask yourself, what does this have to do with this? Well, they're both platforms that require motor skills. And they look like platforms that are really simple. So, to shoot a bow, you take an arrow, you place it on the string and nock it. You point the bow, you draw the bow, come to anchor, and you release the bow, and the arrow, the projectile, is launched from the delivery system, which is the bow. Well, similarly, that simple process is what the fly rod does. The fly rod, you have the line that's matched to the reel, like the arrow is matched to the bow. And you simply cast. But there's a little problem. It's everything in between. So you can't walk into the store, buy a fly rod, unless you get it from a kit. And even then, walk out onto the stream or river or lake and start fishing with it. How come? Well, just like the bow and arrow, the fly line gets, and the rod, the delivery system, gets the line to the fish, right? The problem is, there's everything in between. It's a process. It's a skill set that requires structure and foundation. So just like casting, if I'm casting the fly rod, my focus is on the fish. My focus isn't on the rod. I'm not watching the rod as I cast. I don't need to, because my hand-eye coordination in my brain allows me to cast and send that line out to the fish. But before I start that, I have to learn my 12 and 2 o'clock. My 12 and 2 o'clock. Then I have to learn how to get distance and double haul. If I've got back cover, I've got to learn how to roll cast. If I'm fishing over tight cover on a stream, similarly, I need to learn how to bow and arrow cast, because I don't have enough room to even do my 12 and 2 or even my tight roll cast. So it's everything in between this platform and the delivery system, the projectile being the line and the fly to get it out to the fish, and your presentation that is similar to this. So just like I said, you nock the arrow on the string, you point the bow, you draw the arrow back, and you release, and it all looks simple. The problem is, just like the fly rod, is everything in between. The arrows need to match the bow, and you need a foundation and structure in order to use this delivery system. You don't need sights, you don't need clickers or fancy releases or gadgets. What you need is a good structure and foundation. And that foundation is centered around a very important attribute and peripheral benefit of shooting traditional instinctive archery called focus. To learn more about focus, hit the button below and walk with me.